I wanted to take my career overseas just because I wanted to play more soccer. After the 4 years of university in the States, I wasn't really ready to stop playing.
I didn't feel like I was done with soccer at the end of my 4 years in undergrad. And so when I found out that I could pursue my master's and travel was a big thing in another country, I was like, why not? Like, that's like the best of all the world. So I just applied and it all worked out.
So I was working at a boarding school in New Hampshire, coaching soccer, and I was not getting as much out of it as I hoped I would. And so I looked into ways to get a master's degree.
So just through applying with Play Overseas, you just send in a video and information, and then they sent your information to other schools, and so then they helped you just reach out to more schools that were interested in you. And so you were able to talk to more universities, kind of how in the States you talk to universities for undergrad, you were able to do that with schools over here easily.
I had no idea you could play overseas as a graduate student at all, so it was refreshing and exciting to know that you could have one more year playing.
So when I first heard about Play Overseas, I was really skeptical because I was like, you don't have to pay for the program, and so, or like for you guys to help us out, and so I was like, how is this possible?
I thought it was going to be a lot harder when I first applied, but you guys really take all the weight off of us and kind of just give us those options, so it was definitely easy and a really good experience. It seemed like a good fit, and with getting your master's in a year, it just made perfect sense.
It's like refreshing, like to get a different view of how like soccer is. It's definitely like a lot more on the players instead of like coach run. Everything is more put into our hands, and so like that's definitely like a new challenge for sure.
If I hadn't stumbled upon the Play Overseas website, I definitely would have pursued a master's in the United States, but it would have been much more expensive and it wouldn't have been quite the same experience as what I'm being offered here. Really helpful to have an idea of what soccer's like here, where it's the most important sport.
We still play really good teams here, so like in the Premier League we play teams that play in the Champions League, so obviously they're very good. And then even in the University League that we play in, it's still really competitive, so week in and week out like we're playing a good team and it's not just some easy win. So I traveled around Scotland, and then in December when we have our break, I'm going to go to Greece, England, and Spain. And then I know in February, a lot of the Americans that came here were all going to Amsterdam.
We went to Inverness last weekend and we had an awesome time touring around Loch Ness and Urquhart Castle.
I've met a lot of like international people, and I have like a lot of international friends, which I think is really, really neat. I live with roommates from India, Japan, China, and Ireland, and so like we did like a roommate dinner the other day and we all like made our own foods and stuff like that, and it was really cool.
Living in the UK, other than playing my sport, has been really fun. I have, I think, 50 people in my program and we're all from different countries, so making friends from Greece, Ukraine, Spain, Brazil, like, and just having all those different cultures and people with different experiences around has really, I feel like, made me a better person and more aware.
There is good soccer everywhere, and everyone, like, obviously you know that everyone loves it all over the world, but like it's cool to see how much people like it everywhere in the world.
I would say to any student who's looking to pursue a graduate degree overseas, they should absolutely use Play Overseas because it was such a positive experience, so helpful. And the experience you'll get is going to be different than you would in America, which is probably going to be something that you won't ever forget in your lifetime, so it's definitely worth it.